Welcome back and welcome to combat. How you do effective combat. Combat, you just need to read the rules of what combat are, and we talked about this in the rules. Know the baselines of combat and how it works. Know how the initiative works, who goes first, which order people go in, and what they're going to do. Now, the way to make combat interesting, and this is where you take your combat to the next level. I'm going to talk about this in steps. So if you know the how to run combat, you know the initial rules of combat, you know how combat works. Your combat's here. If you then describe things using your description, as I talk a little bit about in the description section, to describe what's happening in your combat, about if someone stabs someone in the throat, they chop off an arm, that sort of things make your combat, those sorts of things make your combat go to stage 2. Now, if you want it to be top tier, so we'd say bronze, you know the rules of combat, you know the basic rules of combat. Silver, you know how to describe combat. That would make it more immersive and more engaging and make your players go, oh, yeah, they deserve that. Top is being able to employ tactics. Now, for some reason, there's this horrible misconception going around that whatever monster fights the adventurers will fight to the death. And the adventurers will also fight to the death. Like, you're in a combat, no one can run, you fight until one of you dies. It's like Battle Arena, it's Colosseum, one of you has to die. No. Players should be smart enough to know that if the combat's not going their way, they tactically retreat, or that's the nice way of saying, they run away because they're not going to win. Monsters should do the same. Now, I'm not saying every monster. If it's a skeleton or a zombie, they're probably going to fight to the death. If it's any intelligent being, it's going to run away if it's losing. And that could be anything from a vampire to a dragon. They're not going to just sit there and die. I'm on like 10 hit points. No, I'm not just going to stand there and take it. I'm going to run away. That's just a simple tactic that I feel like every game master should know. And I don't mean by any means that is tactics for how enemies run, but this is the simplest tactic. If they are low on health and they've got any intelligence, they are not going to stay there. So if they're fighting bandits, for example, or pirates board your ship and start attacking you. Half the crew members of the pirates are dead. The rest of them are going to run. They're going to run. No, we're not doing this. They're going to run. And speaking of the pirates or bandit example, bandits and pirates won't particularly have much tactics. Their tactics are going to be loot and kill. And loot is first, definitely. Kill second. And they're going to try and take things as they go. If it's between saving one of their pirate friends or bandit friends and looting, they're probably going to loot. Unless they're a special type of pirate that has like a brotherhood or whatever, they're probably going to go, nope, going to loot, run away. That's what they want to do. And that is completely polar opposite. And you shouldn't run a combat against, I don't know, paladins or guards, town guards. Town guards are going to stick together. They're going to work together to get advantages when they're fighting. They're going to cover their archers behind. They're going to make sure you target them instead. They're going to employ tactics. And these tactics are going to make it hard for the players to isolate people or kill them. Whereas with bandits, all 6 players might just go, attack one bandit, bandit goes down. Attack another bandit, he goes down. Attack another bandit, he goes down. Whereas with anyone who is more organised, like I said with town guards, they're going to employ strategy together. They might, if there's only 2 town guards, one of them straight away might blow a whistle or ring a bell, getting more town guards who will be coming shortly. They might then back up because there's only 2 of them, and if there's 6 adventurers they don't want to lose. They might play really defensively to make sure they can last and survive until the reinforcements get there, that then they can make their counter-attack. You have to think strategy, and you don't need to be a strategic genius to know this. Think about how they would employ themselves. For example, I think of modern day police officers. Why do most people get caught? Because they've got a good system in place. They've got tactics for catching people. They don't just go, oh, we're just going to send all our police forces at one person. They split up, and if you're doing some sort of chase, or as the adventurers are running away, you could employ a chase scene and employ the tactics then. If they're fighting certain monsters, do the monsters lure them into a trap? They retreat into another room. They act like they're scared and upset. Oh no, they're killing me. Oh, that hurts so much. When actually they're really high health. They lure them into a trap, or they lure them into more enemies. If you've ever watched something called Disenchantment on Netflix, the Hansel and Gretel in their candy house, Bean starts chasing them with an axe, and they lure her into trap after trap after trap after trap until then they finally have to face those two. It's all about putting them into traps. It's strategy. If it's me and I'm, I don't know, a powerful wizard, and 6 adventurers come up to me and I don't think I can beat them, I suss them out and I go, don't think I can beat them, I'm going to have a little maze of horrors for them to get through before they can fight me. So it's all about, or I might go, boys, and click my fingers and my minions come out and then they start coming along. It might be if you're fighting like, I don't know, a mafia boss or a gangster boss. He's like, get them, boys. And then the gang comes out. It might be that the gang actually says, look, we don't want to fight. Yeah. We agreed to your terms. We'll meet you here to do the trade or whatever it might be. And then they trap you. They ambush you. In your games, how often have you tried to ambush someone? Really good tactic for beating the players. Why fight them on their terms? Why not run away like the bandits might run away from the adventurers, come back another day to ambush them? Tactics are so important, and you've got to remember, I'm going back to what I said at the beginning, people don't want to die. People don't want to die. Any sort of intelligence, they're not just going to sit there and go, I'm on 1 HP, keep fighting to the death. Run away, and if you're a player, if you're losing, run. Sorry, ran over now. So try and employ tactics, and you can even look on Google at, I don't know, town guard tactics, and they'll tell you some. Think about how yours are going to react to each other. It might be wizard at the back and archer at the back with guards at the front. It might be that if the town guards have a sniper archer helping them, he hides. So he fires and he hides, so that he's constantly hidden, or he has one protector shielding him, ready to attack if anyone comes near. So use these tactics to protect and make it a more engaging combat. It's not going to be engaging if, I don't know, there's 6 town guards and all they do is they just attack 1 player each. They might do that, but chances are, if I was running the town guards and there's 6 town guards against 6 adventurers, and let's say the town guards go first, they would beat the crap out of 1 person. And if that was a bit overkill, depending on how powerful the adventurers were, 3 of them would beat the crap out of them and another 3 would beat up the others. It's about divide and conquer, 2 party members down, all of a sudden the player's going to be like, oh. Because this is the same tactics that the players will use against your NPCs. Now, I'm not by any means saying that you should make your NPCs overpowered or your monsters overpowered, that they've got these amazing tactics that are going to overwhelm the party. But take it into consideration, because actually the difficulty of a monster is also parallel with how good their tactics are and how smart they are. Now, like I've said in a previous module of this course, I like running Curse of Strahd, which used to be called Ravenloft, and it's about a vampire called Strahd. Amazingly powerful. I have never lost when running Strahd because he's incredibly intelligent, not because he's incredibly powerful. I had a group of level 10s go into the tomb and fight them, and one of my, I want to say best players, my combat specialist player, my rules lawyer player, came in. And in the book it says that he starts in his coffin. So he opens the coffin, Strahd gets out, they managed to beat his initiative, which was pretty high. They managed to beat it, and they basically one-hit him and killed him near enough. He was on like 2 HP left. They managed to do so much damage before he even had a go. But then all I did was change him into mist, or changed him into a bat, I can't remember, I think it was changed him into a bat, and he flew up with the other 100 bats in the ceiling. The players then couldn't spot where he was. And then occasionally they'd see some sort of magical spell, like a fireball, come raining down from them, from the bats, and they'd be like, where was he? I can't see where it came from. Because he employed the tactic of, I don't need to be stronger than you on a straight up fight, I just need to beat you. And that's something you've got to remember. Play dirty. If your NPCs or your monsters are going to play dirty, then play dirty with the tactics. If they're very honourable, play them as honourable. But play them with tactics in mind. So if you want to make your combat a gold tier, give your monsters, NPCs, whoever they're fighting, tactics. Describe the combat. Don't take forever in detail, but describe the combat. Go back to the description section if you want to find out more about describing, but describe the combat. So important. Know the rules of combat. Because if you don't know the rules of combat, all of this other stuff can't be as great because you don't know the rules of combat. Now, there is a little thing that can make it even better. Little cherry on top, little sprinkles. And that will be in the prop section. So go to the prop section next if you want to know how to get that little sprinkles added to your combat.